We are living in the midst of a global pandemic. This is a pandemic that has been visited upon Australia from outside our shores and is one that has impacted on us greatly. In Australia, 882 lives have been lost to COVID-19, 670 of those in aged care. This is a heavy blow when it comes to the health impacts of the pandemic. And it has been a daily challenge to ensure that we remain, as best as we can, ahead of the challenges of this pandemic. And in Australia, we have fared better than almost any other country in the world. And that is particularly the case when you combine the challenge we have with the COVID recession that has stemmed from the pandemic. And our task has always been to manage both the health impacts of the pandemic and the economic impacts of the pandemic. And Australia sits amongst a handful of countries that have been able to limit the economic blow as well as limiting the health blow to our country. And that is a great credit to all Australians in what they've been able to achieve and the way that they've demonstrated resilience, and in particularly the people of Victoria and especially the people of Melbourne, who have most significantly undergone the heavy burden of those restrictions in recent months, and together they have flattened that curve for Australia once again. I said Australia will not win until Victoria wins, and I believe Victoria is now beginning to win, and that's good news for all Australians, and we thank Victorians for their great sacrifice over these many months to ensure that Australia can move forward together. This budget will be, as I said, one of the most important, if not the most important, since the Second World War, because we find ourselves in unprecedented times when it comes to the effect of a global pandemic on a modern, globally interconnected economy. The budget will confirm once again the strong plan we have for recovery, for economic recovery from the COVID-19 recession, and to build our economy for the future. To continue to cushion the blow, to continue to recover what has been lost, the jobs, the livelihoods, the hours, the incomes, the customers, the clients, but also to take new ground, to emerge stronger, to build our economy for the future. That's what this budget is about. In these unprecedented times, we have cushioned the blow. The economic burden, Treasury advises us, could have seen 700,000 additional Australians without a job on measured employment in this country, were it not for the blow cushioning measures that our government undertook. JobKeeper, JobSeeker, cash flow support, and the many other measures. And we are recovering what has been lost, although there is still much ground to take. Some 760,000 jobs that were either lost or were reduced to 0 hours have already come back into our economy. And that is a great tribute to the resilience of our economy and the Australians who make it work every day. And we are building for the future through the JobMaker plan that I began outlining many months ago. Affordable and reliable energy, particularly for our heavy industries and for households. Lower emissions into the future. Skills development through the Job Trainer program and the supporting of apprentices in this country. $1.5 billion alone from the Commonwealth, also backed up by the support of the states in the $1 billion Job Trainer Fund. Fixing problems in our industrial relations system so we can employ more people. That's what it's about. Unions coming together with employers to find ways that they can work together better to employ more Australians, and we grow into a recovery. Record investments in infrastructure through our 3 grids, a transport grid, a water grid and an energy grid. Making it easier to do business, cutting red tape, streamlining approvals, particularly for major projects, and the reforms to the EPBC Act that we've flagged. But we need to go further than that, in the budget we will. And particularly in this area of making it easier for people and businesses to do businesses in this country. And that means supporting businesses to thrive in the digital world and making it easier and safer to deal with government when it comes to the digital economy. This saves time and it saves money, and that is good for our economy, and it's an important part of the change program we need to see Australia's economy build for the future.
Authorised by S. Morrison, Liberal Party, Canberra.